Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Joe Palmer begins now.
Good evening, everyone. They fought for their homes and lives, and now they're fighting to save their businesses. Those running tourism ventures in Tasmania's bushfire zones say they'll be suffering for months to come as visitors shy away from areas left blackened by the blazes.
Peak season at Franklin, usually a busy time of year, but recent bushfires have torn a week's worth of income away from local businesses.
I've been shut for nearly a fortnight, so I've lost income. I've been back on deck for a week. A few people have started to come through. It's been challenging, mentally challenging.
New data revealing 60% of surveyed operators had suffered cancellations due to the fires. Blazes forcing the evacuation of towns reliant on summer trade. Road closures also blocking off popular tourist routes.
It's really difficult because during the peak season, this is the time that they would be storing income and getting themselves ready for winter. So it's been a really challenging time.
We had quite a lot of people who didn't come because they were concerned about fires down south. We had people with medical conditions, asthma and that type of thing who cancelled.
The loss of the Tahoon Forest Airwalk a major blow for the region.
That's going to take months to build if they, I presume they reopen. And locals have lost their jobs as well, so they're not spending as much.
And heavy smoke hanging in the air for weeks, impacting businesses far and wide.
Smoke goes a long way, and where we usually look up and see the huge cliffs, we didn't see to the top of the cliffs because of smoke, and but once again it was fortunate to be quite a long way away from us.
Operators with one simple message.
The amount of Tassie that got burned is significant, but there's so much good things to do. I'd say come on down, we're definitely open for business.
Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
There's hope the long-running pay dispute between teachers and the government could soon wind up, with the union saying it has made positive progress in negotiations with the state government. Public sector unions will continue discussions with the Premier and Treasurer on Monday, with teachers to then decide if more stop-work action will be taken. Now to the winners and losers of today's State Labor frontbench reshuffle as the anniversary of its election loss draws near. The government hasn't wasted time stoking leadership tensions, with both Michelle and David O'Byrne losing major portfolios.
4 more years in opposition was never going to be a walk in the park. And as the 1-year anniversary of the election loss nears, Labor's hurt is showing.
Unfortunately, a Liberal government was elected. The Labor Party obviously didn't win the election. Unfortunately, we didn't win government.
Today, Rebecca White announced her new look shadow cabinet, with 3 newly minted shadow ministers, Jen Butler, Joe Seeker and Alison Standen. Josh Willey takes education from Michelle O'Byrne, who has held the role since 2014. And former Burnie Mayor Anita Dow takes local government from David O'Byrne.
Quite clearly here, everybody, apart from the O'Byrnes, who quite frankly are obviously running a ticket against her, have benefited and the O'Byrnes have lost.
The Labor leader says it's just about picking the best person for the job.
The Education Minister, Jeremy Rockcliffe, does not have the same grasp on his portfolio as somebody with a teaching background like Josh Willey can bring.
And what we see here is no doubt a move by Miss White to protect her leadership.
Her answer to that?
No.
Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian florists have just completed one of their busiest days of the year, Valentine's Day, with some stores selling more than 3,500 roses. But it wasn't just the lovers out there being spoiled with flowers and chocolates. Our 4-legged friends were in on the action too.
A perfect start to the day for this little angel. All too keen to pose and smile for the kissing booth. Some were naturals in front of the camera.
Give each other a kiss.
Others were keen to take the next step.
You may kiss the bride. Kiss.
And what better day for it than Valentine's Day? The love was felt right across Tasmania as florists worked frantically to bundle up the romance.
It has been absolutely bedlam. We've been flat out today. I'd say a lot busier than last year too.
It hasn't stopped. Online has gone crazy. People coming in. So I've basically sold out now and it's lunchtime.
Red roses still blossoming in as the flower of choice, with thousands bought and delivered. A simple gift that brought a smile to the face of Thea Shegog, who's been married to Bill for 71 years.
My mother chose my husband for me at Sandy Bay Beach in Hobart, and I was said, I'm not interested. And then he started work where I worked. And the story goes on 71 years later.
What did you think of him at the time?
Oh, he was all right.
Perhaps a little bit more than all right. The Lovebirds have 5 children.
And we've been together ever since. It's been wonderful.
And they're not the only ones with a love story to share.
Usually I would give lots of hints to Fred, and one year I got a beautiful box. I couldn't stop laughing because I just couldn't believe he did it.
An unforgettable day of love for many. Jessica Moran, 7 Tasmania News.
Less than a fortnight remains for punters to pick out a winning outfit ahead of this month's Launceston Cup. Those stepping onto fashions on the field today showed off their colours and styles. But there's also some advice for men making their way to the races.
You notice a lot of guys don't wear socks now. So I'd make sure that they wear a comfortable pair of shoes so they don't get blisters like females do if they don't have stockings on with their shoes.
Fashion entries can be made on race day on February 27th. A new exhibition taking a fresh look at Tasmania's colonial past will go on display at Launceston's Queen Victoria Gallery. The show, titled Undercurrents, contains 30 works by artists such as John Glover, but also contemporary artists re-examining the past.
We have the most important collection of prints by John Glover in the country, and also the William Bulow Gould botanical illustrations are enormously significant.
The exhibition opens on Saturday. The Tasmanian Museum and Art Gallery is showing off items from its collection in a different way. Artists have been invited to some of the museum's private storerooms, using it as inspiration to make art.
TMAG's new exhibition, Dirty Paper, unveiled today. These big and bright pieces among the creations, inspired by megafauna models in the museum's collection.
We took the artists to the Rosny store and really gave them a broad sweep of the collection, and they have elected to use things such as moths, museum dioramas, megafauna models.
Matt Coyle created these pieces based off the museum's old diorama.
Originally, before they had the development here, there was a big diorama in the main gallery, which I remember quite fondly. I think it was kind of falling to bits, and it had flora and fauna all over it.
Another artist looked at TMAG's moths under a microscope, his pieces giving them human forms.
Insects around the world are on the decline. And maybe the humankind is on a decline in some way.
TMAG's vast collection includes 800,000 objects, much of them not on public display. This exhibition a way of showcasing them through contemporary art.
There are many, many ways we can interpret museum material, and to bring artists in to interpret that material from their perspective is, one of the most exciting ways that we can do that.
The exhibition opens tomorrow and runs until July. Michael Breen, 7 Tasmania News.
Strong sales have helped Tascell deliver its best ever first half-year results. The company's net profit after tax has strengthened by 22% to $31.7 million. The salmon giant also recorded a record harvest of 21,000 tonnes. A hungry market also continues to outpace supply. The company's share price closed up 4.3% at $4.85 a share.
Well, the stage is set for one of the biggest games of Big Bash cricket the state has ever seen, with the Hurricanes preparing to play off for a spot in the final. Tom Cooper is at Blunston Arena and joins us now live. Tom, how's the atmosphere there?
Yeah, good evening, Tom. It's
pretty electric. The crowd started arriving a short time ago, and it could even be a sellout here at Blunston Arena. It's certainly not going to be an easy task for the Canes up against an in-form Melbourne Stars side whose batting order boasts the likes of Marcus Stoinis, Peter Hampscombe and Glenn Maxwell. And the Canes are also coming off a 4-wicket loss to the Sydney Thunder, but their skipper is confident his men can get the job done here tonight. I caught up with Matty Wade a short time ago. Let's have a listen. How's the feeling among the group?
Yeah, everyone's excited. I think, to be fair, anytime we play a BBL game down here, there's a bit of buzz around and excitement about the Hurricanes are in town and got a game on that night. So, yeah, it's been a very, very good atmosphere leading into the game, and hopefully we can produce something good tonight. Your record at Blunston Arena speaks for itself. It could even be a sellout crowd here tonight, mate. Does the home advantage come into play against a side as dangerous as the Stars? I think the MCG's a pretty good wicket as well. It's pretty similar to ours. The only difference is we've got some shorter square boundaries, whereas the MCG's bigger wide. So probably, obviously, playing at home you get a little bit of an advantage, but you've got to be on in T20, especially against a dangerous team like the Stars. They can get you in a lot of different ways, and we've just got to concentrate on executing what we need to do, and I think the result will go away if we do so. Recently named Domestic Player of the Year, mate. Yep. Congratulations. Partly due to your form in the Big Bash this season, that potent opening partnership with Darcy Short. If you guys can get going again tonight, it's kind of half the battle, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Really enjoyed opening the batting with Darcy, and yeah, had a good 12 months. So the move back to Tassie has probably suited me better than I thought it was going to in the first place. So yeah, really comfortable in where I'm at with my cricket. And I mean, there's a lot of talk about the way me and Darcy have been going, but if you don't have the players behind you, it's hard to go out there and play the way that we probably have. So I mean, Bailey and McDermott, guys like that, and then Malenko and Faulkner behind that. It gives you a lot of confidence walking out to bat. Just finally, what would securing a home grand final mean to the side? Yeah, obviously it'd be great for us. It's either that or we go home, so there's no other options. So yeah, we would love to be playing Sunday afternoon in front of our home crowd again. But as I said, it's a lot of hard work to go in tonight, and we execute well, and we should win. Now, Tom, the home side have made just the one change for tonight's match, with all-rounder James Faulkner coming in replacement of Tom Rogers. Now, we know how potent the Stars' batting order is, but we also know how well the Hurricanes play here at Blunston Arena. They haven't dropped a game all season, and fans will be hoping tonight is no exception as they aim to secure the first home grand final for in the Canes' history. Sorry, Tom. Now, the match will be shown right here on 7 Tasmania straight after the news, so viewers should stay tuned for what promises to potentially be one of the best games of Big Bash we've seen in a very long time. Back to you.
Mystical Pursuit has maintained her unbeaten run by a whisker in last night's Gold Sovereign at Mowbray. The Adam Trinder-trained filly entered the home straight in third before going neck and neck with Barry Campbell's Darouche in the final metres.
In front, Mystical Pursuit is coming. Darouche being tackled by Mystical Pursuit. Darouche is just in front near the line.
There was nothing in it. In a photo finish, Mystical Pursuit just edged out Darouche to claim the $90,000 winner's cheque. And 2 Tasmanian horses are in the mix for the All-Star Mile. The Scott Brunton-trained Hell of a Street and Adam Trinder's Mystic Journey are in the running for a place in the $5 million race. Go to the website to cast your vote for the local nominees. Entries close at midnight on Monday. Tasmanian students had the chance to rub shoulders with some of their football idols, with players from the North Melbourne Kangaroos kicking off their Tasmanian community camp at North Hobart Oval this morning. It was Hobart-born Aaron Hall's first appearance in the state in blue and white after switching from the Gold Coast Suns.
It's probably one of the reasons why I chose North Melbourne to come and play and finish off my career. Opportunity to come down home and play in front of friends and family, and also, get down here in the community.
The Kangaroos play their first match in the state on May 18 at Blunston Arena against the Sydney Swans. The Smithton Football Club is fighting for survival, with the club's president warning it's struggling to field enough players this season. A crisis meeting has been called for next week, with at least 25 new players needed. It comes as the club celebrates its 100th year. President Nick Bellinger says population decline in the region has made finding new talent harder each year. The club rebranded as the Circular Head Giants in 2016.
Good evening. Wearing the scarf for two reasons tonight. One, to support the team, and the other because it's getting way too cold, way too early in the year. It's freezing at the moment. The best weather, though, over the east coast today. Temperatures just above average there. Friendly Beach is the top with 25 degrees. Hobart reached 20, Launceston and Devonport 22, Burnie a high of 21. Mount Reid had 29 millimetres to 9 a.m, and North Boomerang topped the list today with 8 millimetres. St Helens 23 degrees, Flinders Island, Smithton and Low Head 21, King Island 20, Ouse 19, Strawn 17 and Lyawini 13 degrees. Low cloud over Tasmania today in a striped pattern caused by mountain waves, more prevalent over the southwest of the state. More cloud over the Southern Ocean. An upper level trough has cloud over central Western Australia. Tropical storms over the top end and Kimberley regions. Tomorrow, a weak high moves over southeast Australia with a trough running through the tropics and central Western Australia, with our winds west to southwesterly, reaching 30 knots over southern waters early, but a change to the southwest-southeast will slacken the winds down to 10 to 15 knots, swells at 3 metres in southern waters. A strong wind warning for waters between Tasman Island and Low Rocky Point, and of course we've issued the hurricane warning for the Melbourne Stars. Drizzle at times for Hobart tomorrow, 20 the top, 21 the high for Huonville, and Campania partly cloudy and 23. For Launceston, becoming cloudy but fine, 26 the temperature, 23 for Devonport and 24 for Georgetown, bit of sun about in the far north. For Burnie, partly cloudy and 24, 20 the top for Strawn with a possible shower, bit of cloud over Wynyard and 25 degrees. And for St Helens, becoming cloudy, 23, 23 the top for Swansea, drizzle at times for Port Arthur and 20 degrees. UV at a very high 9. On Saturday, light showers contracting to the southeast, mainly fine elsewhere. A shower developing over the west on Sunday, extending mainly to central and southern parts in the afternoon. And on Monday, mainly fine apart from a shower over the west and far south. Sunny and 29 degrees in Perth tomorrow. Cloud clearing from Melbourne, some cloud over Canberra and Sydney, but fine. An early shower clearing from Brisbane and a possible storm for Darwin. Cloudy and perfect cricket weather in Hobart, 18 at the moment, 20 in Launceston, Devonport currently 18 degrees. Joe, the Melbourne Stars are perennial finals losers. I don't see that changing any time tonight because we're going through. We're going to have a big final on the weekend. It's going to be magnificent. What are you wearing green for, by the way?
Oh, I feel so bad I'm wearing green. I'm a Canes girl all the way. I'm very sorry about the jacket tonight. That's all from the team. Go the Canes. Have a great evening. Good night.